In my last video, I made the assertion that Andor wrapped up a lot of story points in Episode 9 in order to make room for something really big, and we were not disappointed.
Impressive. Most impressive.
But don't just take my word for it. The first television show to have 5 consecutive episodes rated 9.5 or above on IMDb are literally the last 5 episodes of Andor.
Insert Game of Thrones, joke of your choice here.
Have you shot your final scenes yet? And are you happy with how things ended? Yes. She didn't say yes. You didn't say yes.
Best season ever! It's the best. It's the best.
And the coolest part is, they made room for something big, but not for an obligatory, spectacular action set piece. Not for a cameo from Palpatine or Vader. It was for the best thing possible.
Somehow Palpatine returned.
For story, for characterization. These were never a bunch of action figures going through the motions like Ahsoka. These were real people with real stories. If anything, let's face it, dialogue and character were never strong points in Star Wars.
I don't like sand.
Despite my love for Star Wars, Andor is the first show where the characters actually felt three-dimensional, fully fleshed out and realized. In the last video, we theorized that Luthen may have been a secret Jedi, but I'm so glad that he wasn't. Not only have there already been a lot of Jedi that Order 66 seemed to have missed, but revealing him to be a former Imperial officer kept the story grounded, kept him human and relatable. Other than the obvious necessity of needing to completely retcon the sequel trilogy out of existence, Andor might be exactly what Star Wars needed to show everyone, mostly Disney and Lucasfilm, the power of what it can be. Keep the story and characters first above all other things. And thankfully, showrunner Tony Gilroy gave an absolute masterclass clinic on how it's done.
Why do you think this show is so beloved by fans and has connected with them in a way that maybe other Star Wars series haven't?
The idea of ordinary people, the idea of making a story that's in the kitchen instead of the dining room, and really having people, when we have so many characters, there has to be somebody in there that people can identify with, up and down. This really is about ordinary people. What do you do when history comes and kicks your door down and says it's time to make decisions? And I think that's something that everybody can wonder what they would do. And I think that's maybe the universal appeal of it. Yeah.
Hollywood could stand to learn a thing or two from this.
Right you are, but it wasn't just about story and character. It was everything. The sets, the cinematography, even the camera was used as in the day of yore, telling its own story and creating a mood by careful framing and angles.
Days of yore? Have you been eating the moldy bread again?
Every single actor in the show brought their A game.
A task made much easier by having a thick, juicy script to work off of.
And Gilroy said he briefly toyed with the idea of bringing Palpatine back, and if he had, I suspect it would have happened at the end in a confrontation with Partagaz.
An Imperial struggle session?
Something like that. I'm glad it didn't happen. It would have distracted from the story. I'm not one to be overly offended by the key jangling that the Filoni side of the camp likes to engage in, but everyone's story in Andor was deeply personal, and Partagaz is no exception. The way his final moments played out were a lot more powerful and meaningful than if Palpatine had come in to give him an electric enema.
Biz motherfucker.
YouTuber Snarky J made an excellent point. It says a lot about the Empire if a high-ranking official would rather self-delete than face the retribution from those on the same side he was on. One of the best things about Andor is also one of the best things about series like The Clone Wars. Just as The Clone Wars helped make the prequels better, this show makes Rogue One that much better, and yes, I couldn't help but slide right into another viewing of that right after, and yes, they blend together seamlessly.
It's actually a little shocking how smoothly they blend together. You'd never know there was 10 years between the production of these two shows.
Andor was everything the Acolyte was not.
You just don't like strong female characters?
False. Andor is replete with strong female characters. Here's at least 10.
You'd think this would teach Harvey Weinstein's personal assistant and her ilk a lesson.
Yeah, unlikely. But we're not here to talk about them. We're here to sing the praises of something good, finally. Personally, as a whole, if you take the 2 seasons of Andor along with Rogue One, it beats out Game of Thrones, especially since Andor stuck the landing. And yeah, maybe that's not a fair analogy since Game of Thrones botched it so bad in the end, but take your pick of the shows that are out there right now. Andor is always going to be in the top. Certainly the best show Disney Plus has ever put out. Like I said in the last video, we need to give Disney and Lucasfilm positive reinforcement when they finally do something right. That's the only way things are going to get better. Personally, I can't wait to watch these again in the future. So share this video, share the word with your friends. It doesn't even matter if you're not a fan of Star Wars. People are inherently fans of good storytelling. This is a show that people need to see. What do you guys think? Let us know in the comments and stay fresh, cheese bags.